Okay, I've heard a lot about Marianne Williamson, and I wanted to give some background about who this lady really is. So, recently there was an article published on Vox where they talked about Marianne Williamson and how she's Oprah's spiritual advisor and also running for president. The self proclaimed Be for God wants us to look more closely at who we are. The main reason why I wanted to bring her up is I said I would. Also, I've heard a lot of rumblings about her talking about reparations for ADOS, which I think is bullshit. I agree with Cerulean on describing her as spaghetti that's stuck on the wall. Hence the thumbnail you see. She is annoying, to say the least. But let's get into this article. So even though it's an older article, trust me, you're going to see much older articles as I continue this video. The 2020 election has already seen a motley crew of non-politicians expressing interest in running for president, from fugitive, disgraced cybersecurity impresario John McAfee to former Starbucks CEO and self-aggrandizing billionaire Howard Schultz. Yet perhaps none of the potential nominees has been a head-scratch worthy as author and spiritual leader Marianne Williamson, who formally announced her candidacy on Monday night. Perfect song to come right on here. She did this in a live stream event broadcast from a Beverly Hills theater. Williamson strode onto the stage against the backdrop of a giant American flag to rapturous reception from the crowd. She announced that she wanted to run for president as a way, quote, to engage voters in a more meaningful conversation about America, about our history, about how each of us fit into it, and how to create a sustainable future, end quote. She goes on to say, quote, our national challenges are deep, but our political conversation is shallow, end quote. Okay. The political conversation is determined by the national challenges. So, okay. She's basing this off mainstream media, but okay. Anyway. My campaign is for people who want to dig deeper into the questions we face as a nation and deeper into finding the answers. Just let that sink in for a minute. She actually gave the address. She's not, she seems kind of desperate in doing that. But anyway, moving on. If you listen to her speech without knowing anything about her or her work, you'd be forgiven for assuming she sounded less like a presidential candidate than like a New Age style spiritual leader of sorts, because that's exactly what she is. A world famous spiritual leader and author of New Age tomes such as A Woman's Worth and A Return to Love, which was plugged by Oprah Winfrey. The brassy, straight-talking, highly charismatic Williamson has attracted fans all over the world. Okay, I've never heard of her until about a month ago, so I don't know. But they're saying that she has fans such as these dummies they list here. To a degree, she's something of an antecedent to Goop. I don't know who Goop is. Anyway, albeit sans the plugs for jade vagina eggs and with more sensible pantsuits and casual references to Jesus. Okay. And it says, who exactly is Marianne Williamson? Why is she running for public office? Here is a primer to the career of the self-proclaimed Be for God. Really? Okay. Is that going to be her campaign slogan? Like, what the hell? She may have next to no shot at taking the White House. You think? Really? Okay. Anyway, let me just move on. This is some bullshit. They talk about who she is. Okay, one thing I want to make sure people realize, this woman either dropped out of college or was kicked out of college. I don't know which one. But after that, it says 1983, she moved to LA and began teaching the book at the Philosophical Research Society, a center for metaphysical study. That's a red flag. Over the next decade, She garnered a massive following, particularly among LGBTQ men amid the HIV/AIDS crisis, for whom she held weekly support groups at the Center for Living. Okay, yeah. She goes on, 2014, says that Western medicine has nothing to offer. Organized religion was silent for quite a while, and there was this young woman in Los Feliz talking about a God who loves you no matter what. It's like a bunch of ramblings. Like, I don't know what the hell. Like, she's written 12 books. I'm still trying to learn more about her background as far as her mother. I think her maiden name is Kaplan, if I'm not mistaken. I have to go back and look again, which is Kaplan is a well-known name for the standardized testing, how they facilitate standardized testing, with the practice books and all that stuff and the CDs. So if she's related to that Kaplan family, that would be interesting to see. But she is very all over the place, and I feel like this video is going to be all over the place. I apologize if it is that way. I honestly think that this woman is on something, but if we go here, this is from, let's see. I don't want to do that. Stop it. This is from the LA Times, published February 16th, 1992, where she talks about the power, the glory, and the glitz and everything. She's an ex-nightclub singer. 1992, they're talking about this woman from LA, from the LA Times. And she's talking about self-help. So Cerulean mentioned self-help dog whistle, and that is a dog whistle because it relates with a lot of the conservative narratives back in the 80s, and this is 92, and even into the 90s, where they talked about there's a lot of self-help gurus and self-help bullshit out there that really criticized single motherhood as well, and by proxy criticize the Black community. I don't care how much money she talks about putting into reparations or giving for reparations. She's still a white woman, and I don't have any kind of allegiance or I don't see a benefit in having her around. I mean, I'm going to leave links to all these articles that I put that I'm showing you. I'm just showing you the timeline going backwards, somewhat going backwards, maybe not chronologically reversed, but from the 90s up until now, they've been talking about this woman. Mother Jones says faith. Marianne Williamson is full. She is full of it. She's full of horseshit. They say she's the high priestess of pop religion. Millions buy her books and tapes. Where are all these millions? I don't understand. Fans worship her. Okay. As for critics, she warns, laugh at all this at your emotional peril. What? Okay. This is from Mother Jones' 1997 issue. And so I'm going to skip down some. She says here, I find it interesting. I find that I'm the only career that I know of where I'm in the only career that I know of where the more successful you are, the more suspicious you are. 45-year-old woman saying this. Like, I have these slavish followers. In any other field, if you've got a large audience, people would say you must be good at it. I have an audience. Barbra Streisand has an audience. I don't have followers. Yeah, you have followers, you stupid heifer. People are mindless. That's the point. So the point of all this is that you'll still have people that follow her. You'll still have people that want to be around her. You'll still have people that want to talk to her and, maybe find some kind of spiritual connection with her. This is another picture. Oh, Lord, her face. Jesus. Woo. February 12th. from Index Journal, they talk about this guru, Marianne Williamson, makes her 2020 presidential pitch. Let me slide past that. Her face is horrendous. So she's had her career as a spiritual teacher for 35 years. And this article does not hold any punches, and I appreciate that. They're pretty objective with how they see her. They say America's latest cancer has metastasized, said spiritual teacher, activist, author, and 22 Democratic presidential candidate Marianne Williamson. She's 66 years old. She has built this career as a spiritual guru and motivational speaker. She had a New York Times bestseller, Return to Love. She was on Oprah, blah, blah, blah. She's on the list of these Democratic candidates, but I don't see Democrats and Republicans as different. I think they're the same, so that doesn't mean anything to me. She talks about how America needs a moral and spiritual awakening. A lack of moral leadership has led this country to the spiritual devastation that can allow for the greatest wealth inequality since 1929. It's unsustainable. It just kills me how you have these people who are so wealthy talking about how you have wealth inequality and this is unsustainable and oh, it's so wrong. Oh, Lord. And then she goes on and says, if we were asking if America were good, we wouldn't have 400 people holding more wealth than the bottom 60%, 150 million people. Okay. It's a lot of things. Of course, we have economic disparity. And then, of course, you have people who are still going to go with her. My only point of this video is not to be all over the place. My point of this video is for you to look more into who Marianne Williamson is. Make your own decisions. I'll leave links to everything that I'm talking about here. I just can't deal with this heifer no more. I'm gonna have to read more myself. But this was just an initial video to give you an idea who she is and maybe to point you in the direction of some links. If you want to do a hangout on this, maybe we could and go through this, comb through this thing a little bit more in detail. Let me know. I'll holler at you in the next video. Remember, I agree with Cerulean. I see this woman as spaghetti being thrown at the wall. I don't think she's going to win. I don't think she'll get very far. I actually think that Kamala Harris and Cory Booker will get farther than she will. If Joe Biden joined the race, I think he would get farther than all of them put together. But that's my opinion. You all let me know what you think in the comment section. Thank you for stopping by my video. If you're new to my channel, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. Don't forget to hit the notification bell. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you very much for coming back. I appreciate it. I will holler at you all in the next video. Have a great day.